Hi,
Hi.
Lisa. How are
Happy
you?
Tuesday.
Hi, everybody. How are you today? Lisa from South Florida, Alicia from South Carolina, and we are here with all things health, healing, and beyond. So, welcome, everyone. We're so grateful that you're here. And today we're going to be talking about certain types of healing modalities and specifically the techniques that Alicia and I use for our healing for ourselves and our clients. So welcome everyone in this amazing energy we're having today. Who in our audience, there's not that many people looking at, are feeling these energies, right? Alicia and I have been talking about this for days. It's just, it's a feeling of bliss and then a feeling of some anxiety and disconnect, but peace at the same time. And just grateful to just be in this energy because it just feels so fantastic.
Absolutely.
Right?
And it's all of that's coupled with a knowingness. So like a knowingness, there's faith, trust, excitement, some uncertainty. But because there's faith, there's not fear. It's just fun, exciting, and like, what's next? We're gonna find out. And in the meantime,
knowing that everything is shifting and that I know certainly that we have these particles that are coming in with these energies that you see in the Schumann, and I post them in my story all the time, that are really assisting us to up level, really to assist our bodies, our DNA, our heart chakra, all our chakras, our mind, to release situations in our lives that are no longer serving us, right? And giving us these knowings, these flash of knowings of, maybe, I really like doing this. Maybe I don't want to, work here anymore. Maybe I want to try to do this because I really, enjoy this craft. Or, I'm thinking I really don't want to live in the city anymore. Wouldn't it be great to live, and have, vegetables and flowers and fruits and the things to grow and more community and more love. And these are the energies that are being put to us to increase our love connection, our divinity, to our soul and our light. These are all coming in now and releasing this illusion of fear that has been presented to us and is still presenting to us in the world. And when you come to a place of higher knowing, like Alicia was just saying, there is all of that isn't relevant. There is none of that in your world anymore, and things are coming in to really create it. So I just honor everybody for going through this, phantom work, shadow work, letting go of the ego self, and really coming into source and coming into your heart about what's really important, like what is really important and what is not, what has been controlled and what is not. Who am I, and what do I believe in, and what have I been force fed that I really don't resonate with? I'm going to step away, and I'm going to really live my life and design my life and create how I want to live. Because we absolutely, every person, no matter what is going on in your world, even if it's a hard time, it's all perception, it's all thought, and it's letting go and creating and being in that now present moment, which we're going to talk about on how to do these things, to be able to let all of this go, and your world is going to transform. No matter what's going on around you, no matter what chaos, right? You're going to be able to live in that harmony with it. So I'm going to open this up to you.
Yeah, I want to build off of, don't apologize. It was beautiful. I was just so excited because what you were sharing, it made me think, especially at the end, pain in life is inevitable. It's part of growth. Things get uncomfortable. We've been uncomfortable for a little bit now, but pain, not optional. Suffering, however, completely optional. And I see a lot of people out there suffering because they don't realize that they have a choice not to, because they're so caught up in their egos. So understanding like pain is a message, it's a communication. And when we learn how to listen to pain and get curious about what it's telling us and, open, unpack it, get curious with it instead of, no, I don't want this. And then putting energy into that, like, no, I don't want this. And then we end up suffering instead of addressing it, dealing with it, letting ourselves feel the pain so it can reveal to us what's coming up for healing, clearing, and we're able to receive that message. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling pain, congratulations, you're growing. If you're willing to work with it, congratulations, you just graduated. And when you begin to become willing to work with it and consciously cultivate your life, like sometimes there's weeds to pull. And, it takes work to grow a garden. It takes work to build your life, to create your life, to deprogram. It takes work until it doesn't. That's the fun part. It does get easier.
Yes.
Or more simple, maybe. Make simple, like easy. It's always very, very, very simple, but the ego will make it hard. And that's one thing that I've really been realizing like these last few years, where I've been letting go of these different layers of identity, leaving a corporate job, moving states, not just once, but twice in like the last year and a half. That's facilitated a lot of growth because I listened to that knowingness. I listened to that pull, move out of the city from Philadelphia to Charleston. And even though we're, 20 minutes from the beach, we're being called to move even closer. And I'm like, I want to garden. I want to grow things. I want to be able to have the beach like 5 minutes away instead of 20 minutes away, where even, it's been a huge blessing, but more is possible. And nature is so healing. And I know we're both outside often. That's one of our favorite free healing modalities. Get you some sunshine while it's still free, and fresh air.
Absolutely. Yeah. And our ego, the more that you can incorporate these healing techniques within your body, meditation being huge, and either of us, can really assist you to start on that journey, because it settles your mind so much, and you'll be able to hear, what you're required to hear, and that ego gets less and less. And when it comes in, you'll be able to recognize, is this me, or is this really not my thoughts that I want to think? Because there is a separation there, and you'll be able to get rid of it. And we spoke on another live where instead of having these meltdown days or weeks, it gets smaller and smaller to you have this little mini micro meltdown, and you can get out of it because you have the inner strength and the inner knowing to know what is what the right communication for your soul is, and what lights you up, and what makes you happy, and what resonates. And when any indecision comes in, it's, take a look at that, because, your first instinct is usually correct, whether it makes sense to you or not. It's the path that you should be following. And it doesn't matter what other people may think of that, right?
Absolutely.
What other people think is none of my business.
No, exactly. And to build off of that, like besides being able to quiet the mind and hear the voice of the ego, by practicing meditation, like, yes, your own intuition sharpens. You're able to discern, like, this is my guttural knowing, this is my heart. And then when like those things come, but then the ego will come and it'll be even louder over that. But then because of meditation, you're able to better discern those voices, from within, but also from without, because there is programming, there are subliminal messages in all of our media, in all of our movies, in all of these things. Like there are energy weapons that can influence your thoughts and literally put thoughts into your head. This has existed since the 70s. Like, it's mind blowing, I know. But by meditating and becoming more consciously aware, you're able to decipher and discern, wait, like this thought that just flew into my head, this wasn't mine. Exactly. And besides, external influences, we're also able to pick up on that energy from other people, especially if you're empathic. We're being able to create that space and step back and be like, whoa, is this energy, is this thought, is this feeling, is this mine? And then being able to create that space and release it so much more easily, because with meditation, you're cultivating that conscious awareness. And once you're awake and aware of these things, it becomes very challenging to turn it off and go the other way.
Right. Right. So, all right. So let's just, open this up to, excuse me, what we do as far as our modalities to, help people and help ourselves daily stay within our light bubble and to continue to heal. So, these are just some of the things, and I'm sure I'm not going to remember all of them right now because there's just so many, but I've been doing things for years and incorporate in my life. And, one of the things I do, I programmed myself that the first thing when I wake up in the morning, as soon as I open my eyes, I say something where, I am happy, grateful, and abundant, or I am joyful, abundant, and free, something like that. And it comes like this automatically, right? And then I haven't done it lately, but I would write 5 things that I'm grateful for every morning before my eyes even opened up. It just doesn't matter, if your brain's not working yet, you're not thinking, but it could be 5 minute little things you're grateful for. And that always changed my tone. It changed how my day was going to be. And then I, set time. I am a certified blesser for a foundation called The Art of Living, which is a yoga breath. It's a stress-free living nonprofit foundation. And I've taken some silence courses, which was very mind-opening being in silence for the first one that I took. And the second one, I'm like, bring it on. I just don't want to talk. It just felt so awesome, just not having the thoughts come in. So I am certified to do these blessings, and I have a modality that I do called the Shadashan Kriya. And we can bring all this stuff up at another time, but I do that. I do my meditation. I listen to certain things that are going to, just keep me balanced, always to cleanse. Lately, I've been doing a lot of black flame and violet flame meditations to clear out any negative energies, because there are so much, coming out to us, whether it is, chemical, emotional, physical, whatever it is, but it helps to stabilize. And what I started, my son, I'm so proud of this guy. He's going to be so I'm saying this right now.
Oh, mama.
That's Zach. He's 23 and a kick-ass realtor. Okay. All right. Back on track. So, so I just want to share a little bit about what, I do. I've been doing healing work since the 80s, past life regression, Reiki bound practitioner. I've dabbled in a lot of stuff. My intuition over the years have gotten sharper and sharper, but I came with a lot of baggage, right? And the lessons, our souls evolve for, we come in with, these, this agenda of living out what we need to do to grow, right? So we can't compare ourselves to anybody else and their growth and what they're doing. And we wake up when we're ready to wake up, once we achieved whatever, contract that was. So I've been on this journey for a while, bad relationships and, abusive stuff, a whole blah, blah, blah. So anyway, as I clear, the more I trusted my intuition and my truth. And I started channeling a long time ago, and it made me a little nervous, and I shut it off. And then it took a while. It was not on my timing that I was consciously aware of when it was going to come in. So now what I've started doing with clients, I'm also a certified mindset coach. Do quantum healing. I had this light language come through, as you see on my videos, which is amazing for chakra balancing. So what I've been doing for my friends and people who are wanting to know more, I found this technique. I branded myself as a 5D mentor because it's removing the paradigm of the 3D reality into more of a higher states of consciousness of living in that 5D and beyond, right? And there's a flow there, and there's a process to get there that's why we do these lives, to plant the seeds of all these things. So when I have somebody I'm talking to, I found a niche with what I'm going to do, because I'm like, how am I going to all the skills that I have, how am I going to put them together to really assist somebody for them to become aware of their higher wisdom, right? Because it's all about not me. It's me facilitating so that their higher truth, their divine light is able to come through so they're aware of it, right? So that's the purpose of it. So what I started to do is, I start with doing my blessing. And what the blessing does, it's my love, it's source energy to their source. It sends a healing down through their chakras, through their whole system. It's so divine. Sri Sri Ravi Shankar is my, from the Art of Living, he is my Guru Dev for a long time. Love Sri Sri. This is a picture of Sri Sri.
Sri Sri is so precious. Like every time I've seen his pictures for as long as I've seen them, which is over a decade, it lights me up. And that was a fun synchronicity we found we had in common was the Art of Living tie.
Absolutely amazing. So, okay, so besides my essential oils and the crystals, so what I do is I speak to, they tell me, what's going on. Well, they don't tell me what's going on yet. I bless them to center because, right, I go in and I ask permission, of course, first. Everything is always permission-based with healing, right? Asking to talk to their higher self. And then I connect with my light language. And this is an amazing gift that has given to me because with the light language, I'm able to feel where they have blocks in their energy center, right? And realign their grid system within and touch on that. And from that, the more information comes out because then I could start channeling a little of that. And at the same time, they're going to start responding, oh yes, or, validating certain things. And then we'll go into, I have a set of cards, which I love. They're angel cards, they just resonate with them. And I just want to share this. This is amazing. I found this deck of cards and the Archangel Xenophon looks exactly like my dad. It looks exactly like my father, right, who passed away. And I said to Josh, my oldest son, I'm like, doesn't this because Josh had the same face. And I'm like, it was just, I don't know. I just fell in love with this. It was like it was meant to be. So I'm able to utilize that and bring out, more of questions that people might have. And then I do ask for 1 or 2 questions and I'm able to work with that. Right. And so basically, so that's what I do. And it brings out people, their clarity, their inner wisdom, who struggle with that self-awareness and finding their own voice and their own truth. And it helps them become enlightened more, to be free thinkers, to be more decisive, and to create that powerful person that they know that they're meant to be. But with this 3D programming, we get shut down. We get shut down with everything. So basically, that's it in a nutshell with that. There's so many different, my pendulum, just so many different things. So I just wanted to share a little bit of that. So I'm going to open this up to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Lisa. And I wanted to share too what kept coming to mind as well, that is such a beautiful reminder about healing. Like, I'm not healing you. Lisa's not healing you. You're borrowing our belief, which activates your own inner healer. Because we all have self-healing capabilities. Lisa shared in a previous live about her story with how she healed her body and has had negative tests, ever since, when it was a more grim diagnosis from the medical people. Because we've been programmed out of our power, out of the capabilities that we have, because it puts money in other people's pockets. So that's something I like to teach people, is help us remember and reclaim our innate power, to empower us energetically, because we are capable of so very much.
Sorry, I just got to say, this is so important. I just want to say, because I was just talking to Alicia and I totally forgot about it. I also want to tell you, besides the light language, I have had healing modalities of technologies, which are so incredible, download to me with light codes. And I have been using what I'm knowing and this information to heal. It starts with myself. It's all trying with myself and Alicia. And there's just so much that we are in store for that's coming to this new world, which is going to blow everybody away. And in my dream state for years, a couple of years, I've been knowledgeable of this, and I don't mind talking about it now because things are becoming, more out of nothing so woo woo anymore. A little bit
Right.
to people,
Yeah.
but yes, but what comes to me when you ask, it's all about asking for what you desire, and like we said, you're going to get answers like that. You're going to manifest like that. So whatever is the need for that healing modality for this person or myself, I'm getting the answer, and within 3 to 5 minutes, the discomfort or pain leaves, or the answers come. Thank you. I just needed to say that. I totally forgot. That's
Absolutely.
so important. It's so exciting and important.
It is so exciting. Like, as these intuitive gifts coming online, we've both had them for years, but beginning to like more consciously cultivate them, but also sharing about that as well, where it's beautiful that the veil is thin and we can, on all things health, healing, and beyond, really start going more beyond, but going beyond on things like health and healing, where it's not just the same old regurgitated, disempowering, limiting BS that everybody else out there wants to tell you because they want repeat customers and they want to keep you healthy enough to keep paying them. Where if we were fully aware of how to operate and honor this like interdimensional spaceship body that we've been given, if we knew how to use this, where it's like we have some of the most advanced technology in all of existence right here, and we don't know how to use it. But we've also been purposely misled on how to use it. So I like to help people remember some of their own internal power and teach tools to tap into that, where you can begin to align your own chakras. Another tool, as my wrist hits one of my wands that I've made, I teach courses on working with crystals, beginning, intermediate, advanced, everything from crystal grids to creating your own crystal tools like I've done. There's a lot on here.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, but creating crystal tools, and I incorporate crystal healing into some of my Reiki sessions as well. I'm a Reiki practitioner as well, and I intuitively put the two together, where nobody taught me like, oh, do it this way. I've worked with crystals for years. I've loved crystals since I was a kid, and it just intuitively came through, where I ask for my clients, like, what are you inviting in? Mind, body, spirit. Like, I'm inviting in more mental clarity. I'm inviting in more physical restoration and relaxation. I'm inviting in a closer connection with God. And they'll tell me that, and then based off of that, I intuit a crystal grid for them that's supportive of what they're asking. And I pull cards. I do card readings as well. In that session, I've got a card deck that's crystals, so you get your own personal crystal suggestion as well as the other insights that come through. And another tool that I use a lot on its own, for my fiance and I, and even on the dog, and that is this little quantum healing energy device called a Healy, where it does things like resonance chakra scan. So I'm able to see and get, it's like I can feel into it and know, but I can see where my chakras are. And this sends vibrations, because everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. It sends vibrations to my body that are sympathetic, that help my body return to that ideal state. And it's amazing because there's like a million programs in here for chakras, for what Bach flower remedies would be resonant with you right now, what crystal elixirs would be beneficial for right now, what nutritional mixture, where I've run it and it's like, oh, vitamin D, or, these other things, where it's an amazing tool that I use to complement my other services. And when I first discovered this, because a girlfriend had it, and she told me a little bit about it. I watched a few videos, but then one day I had food poisoning and was literally throwing up all morning, couldn't even keep water down. Nothing was helping. And it was to the point I was like, if I keep this up, I'm going to have to go to the ER because I'm severely dehydrated, and I will do anything to not have to go to the hospital. Like, nothing. I will figure it out on my own. I have to be like gone before you can get me there. But I was like, Valerie, can you run the scanner thing on me? she ran it. And during that half an hour, I threw up once, and then I started feeling better. So for acute things, but also having a deeper understanding, there's even one program called Psyche, where sometimes it'll pull things up where it's like, wait a minute, that's not true. But then I'll think about it and be like, oh wait, yeah, I actually am suppressing that emotion. So it's opened up a whole other world of understanding. And it's beautiful because just like Reiki, you don't have to be physically present with somebody for this technology to work. And that's part of the beauty of quantum physics, where that just opens up so much when it comes to healing modalities. Like, that's how light language works. That's how your healing works. That's how Reiki works. That's how the blessings work. That's how this thing works. Like, that's how crystals work. Like, it's all quantum physics. So that's really, really amazing to be able to have these tools where it's like, I don't have to be physically present with you to be able to assist you. Where it's like, I've done some hands-on Reiki sessions, but I've only been doing Reiki since last year, and the world's been shut down. So it's been beautiful to be able to offer that remotely. And I also love teaching people, how to feel their own energy, how to see their aura, some of those basics of beginning to work and play with energy. I'm also a certified mindset coach. I have a background in personal training, all of that insanity. But I approach it now from a completely different perspective, where it's not just about, physical fitness, but mental fitness. Like, what's the energy behind why you're working out? Are you working out of self-love, or are you working out because you hate your body and it's a form of punishment? Are you, emotionally relapsing on food and then feeling guilty about it, and then you go and work out? Like, it's a completely different perspective because of having shifted my level of consciousness. And I'm able to approach all of those things from completely different perspectives, where having had disordered eating and body dysmorphia, being able to unpack that and see how addictions changed and evolved, to be able to unpack that, release that. And then, it's like, I still work out, I still eat healthy sometimes, but it's like, I had tortellini last night at 8 p.m. I didn't track it. I didn't feel any guilt or shame about it. It pleased my inner child. That's what I required. So I assist others in cultivating conscious awareness, where we're able to live more freely, live with more peace, and release these programs, release the self-blame, shame, the condemnation, criticizing myself or other people, where it's just so freeing because I learned these tools. I was taught these tools. I've mastered these tools myself. And I know Lisa and I are both really passionate, where it's like, oh my gosh, we've transformed our own lives and we've helped people close to us. But we want to share that impact, to grow that impact, because it's wonderful, awesome. These things have helped me, but I didn't come here just for me. Lisa didn't come here just for her. We came to help humanity. And because we've gone through all these things ourselves and learned the hard way, we've had all these traumas and these hardships that we've overcome, we've healed, not trapped in the perpetual cycle of healing. Yes, there's always another level or layer, but to be able to look back at things and say, I've healed from disordered eating. It doesn't even cross my mind. Things like that, to be able to truly, fully release and have tools. So when triggers and things do happen, we're able to help ourselves. We're able to reclaim our power. We're able to get ourselves back on track without having to go fork over all kinds of monies for pills, potions, and Band-Aids on bullet wounds, when DIY, I'm a big DIY, do it myself kind of person. And that's what we want to assist you with.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, it's all about the transformation and getting to the root cause of why we do what we do, and let go of the events that shaped our feelings from the past. And a lot of it, of course, stems from childhood, right? And
Amen.
other things coming in, and breaking through the cause that creates the effect. And like you were saying, that's amazing. It's like once we get through that, it's not there, it goes away. And the past, the pain, the traumas, and the feelings, you're not attached. It's like I can remember, but it's fading, especially with these energies now.
Right.
All of those things are fading. And it's just an amazing place to be when you can heal yourself, right? And that's what we inspire and, assist you with, to get to your God source and be able to do these things, right? And yeah, we've done it. I've been through shit. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, right? And I overcame it, and I'm very strong. I'm a Leo. I have Virgo. It's just like, I'm going to get it done, right? And, it's just, and this is a calling for both of us. And we are just so passionate and happy. And now that things are just becoming so much clearer, like these technologies that are coming down, that just knows how close we are to, transitioning into ascension and the new earth. And it's going to be wonderful. And, also the other thing is, when both of us, you touched on it, is nutrition. Try to be mindful of what you're putting in your mouth. Right? Because it is true. We are what we eat, and we want to keep the energy light. We want to have these intuitive knowings coming in, and maybe a little bit, like you put a post of like do 1% today, become healthier, which was awesome, because it just takes a little like tweak, right? Just switch a little bit of something, just a little bit, right? And try to substitute something for something else. And if you're craving something sugary, whatever, think what you can do more natural for that. If it's a carb, okay, what am I missing? If it's like I need to have chocolate, all right, what's in chocolate that I might be missing from my nutritional regimen? It's a nutrient, look for that, right? So little by little, keep it green, and drink good water and flow, and meditate, and and it's good. And once you do these things, I was just telling Alicia, and then we'll end it, we're going way over, is I slept for like 2 hours last night. My cat woke me up, my little kitten, and was like all over the map, and no matter what I was doing, I could not settle. And I was just talking about all these things to settle, but a lot of it has to do with these energies that are coming through, right? And so it changes our frequencies here and there. So it's adapting and adjusting. But with all of that, I feel fine, right? I did meditate, and, did have a few hours of rest after that. Well, a couple more, and they were broken, but I'm able to function, and I feel good. And my vitality is still there, right? I'm able to produce in my business and my healing work, and do whatever I'm doing. I'm a very amazing multitasker, as we both are, as you said before, to do everything. So once you come in alignment, this doesn't matter. I mean, yes, our sleep is changing, but yes, it's just, you can function and do things of daily living without feeling that, oh my God, I didn't sleep, and what am I going to do? All that.
Because that's a program, like 8 hours of sleep, program, feeling hunger in your stomach, program, feeling hunger, period, program. I've programmed myself out of hunger for the most part. Like, I mean, only at certain times is it really like a phenomenon I deal with, where I have to remember, okay, the body would like to eat. Like, let's put some things in.
Yeah.
So
and Jennifer just said she didn't sleep good last night either. I know, and neither did you. And you and I were talking about like this energy, like is
it ever gonna no, it's not. Like it's increasing. The vibration of the earth is increasing. The Schumann's been out of control for like the last year, and it's not stopping. So it's not going back, guys. There is no going back. We're only going forward. There's no going back to normal or the way things were. That's done and over. We can only go forward. So
it's just going to be amazing.
Let's go.
It's coming down the line. It's being integrated slowly without a lot of people even realizing it.
Right.
It's going to be wonderful. All right. This was awesome.
It's going to be wonderful. It already is wonderful.
So Jennifer says, yes, I feel energy, vibrational frequency increase. Yes.
Absolutely.
That's what happens. So
it's not just us. It's not just us.
Right. And and then time feels a little bit like, time is like this. It's just like it doesn't matter. The regiment, the schedule, it's not there. Yes, Jeff. Yes, Henry. And yeah, it's just, you go with the flow. And when you can live in the moment, and there's so many gifts in the moment, and go with the flow and let go of all this, you know, all this kind of goes away, or it kind of does go away, because we don't have all this, and a lot of people don't now. Go with it. Go with it. Letting go. Let go of your control.
Right. Controlling the controls that keep you out of control, like Jeffrey, our coach, would say.
Yes. Yes. Oh, good. Yes, Jennifer. Absolutely. Yeah, and it's going to come in more and more. She felt more frequency. Yeah, it's going to come in. And that's awesome that you're sensitive to that. You know, a lot of people are starting to feel it. So, okay, so with that, I'll go into a little light language, what the collective needs to know for today. And then we'll end this live with, and very grateful. And you can reach out to both of us anytime, you know, whenever you want. We're here. Okay. Dice que ni to grosh que ni at the crash que ni at casa que ni at the grosh que ni at kaka que ni as que ni at the se que grosh que ni at the dadas que ni at the grosh que ni papa se que ni at the grosh que ni at the Lonias que ni at the papa que ni at the grosh que ni at kaka que ni as que ni papa que ni grosh que ni as que ni marketing and as que ni 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 marketing and push que ni as que ni as que ni papa que ni raise que ni as que ni as que ni papa to grosh que ni at the grosh que ni kaka que se croko to que ni as que ni as que ni papa que ni as que ni as que ni kati to que ni as que papa que to grosh que ni kaka que to grosh que ni grosh grosh que ni papa que ni as que ni dadas que ni as que papa que ni as que to ki ta kati que to ta ki ta kata ta to que ni to que ni papa que ni as que ni to que ni papa que grosh que ni papa que ni as que to que papa que ka to yana sa que ya ta so que ni que pasa que ni papa que ni que pasa que papa que ni que pasa que ka ko que to yana sa ta que ni ta grosh que ni ta sa que ni papa grosh que ni ta to que ni ka to yana sa ka ti ya to que se que ta que se que to chica ta que ta sa que to que se ta to chica ta to que ya ta que ta papa que ni ta que se que se que se papa que to que se que to que se que taka to yana sa ka ti ya sa ta que se que ta se que to que se que ta sa que se que ti so que se que se que ta ka ta se que ta sa que que to se que ta ka se que to que se que ta papa que to ta to que ni ya ta que se que papa se que ta que se que ma papa se que ni ya ta que oh boy. Whew. Okay. That was fast. So basically through that, that was a very fast one, was aligning everybody's chakra systems, right? There's a lot of 5D new rebalancing and calibration coming up of our cellular structure, and the way our chakra systems have been are upgrading to a higher frequency. So that was basically bringing down from the galactic sun more white light frequency and other light codes to balance. It keeps going back to the spine every time. Kundalini and increasing the flow of the fluids within our body to assist with the morphine of what is actually happening internally, and to remember who you are with these energies. If you get flashes of brilliance, if you get flashes of knowings, if you get remembrances of something that may not make sense to you, you know, you can write them down, but remember, because this is all upgrading you for you to be able to live happy and joyous and let go of the 3D matrix programs, because they are all control, and they're not meant to they're not meant for you to know that this is who you are. They're here to wake you up to know who you really are and the brilliance that you're made of. So, you know, it's, you know, vitally important to, you know, just hone in on any skills you can to be grounded and assist your body with any kind of healing. And of course, consult your doctor if you feel anything that feels kind of woo-woo to you. And if you're not sure, you know, reach out to us or anybody that's on this. My whole entire body is tingling right now. I am getting this big download. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so just be kind to yourself, love yourself more, love the world, be compassionate. Please be compassionate to everybody, regardless of who they are, what they're thinking, what they're saying. We all grow at our own times, and we are just here to shine our light and love. Okay, so
amazing.
Yes. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. So with that, everybody, we love you so much. And we're here for you.
We are. Always choose love. That's what my shirt I was wearing earlier said. Always choose love.
Absolutely. Okay. Peace out. Love you guys.
Bye, y'all.